In After Effects, you're probably super used to working in seconds, minutes, frames. But in the motion UX world, those measurements are not as helpful as they could be. At the end of the day, a developer or engineer is going to be implementing your motion specs into whatever website or app or product. And at the end of the day, those specs are written using milliseconds. Let me show you a simple hack that'll make it super easy working in milliseconds in After Effects. Let's dive in. So here I am inside of After Effects, and what we're going to be doing is trying to change our default timeline navigation amounts to be in milliseconds and easy to remember increments of milliseconds. So right now by default in After Effects, if you hold down Command and left and right arrows, you can see that you progress through the timeline one frame at a time. But how long is one frame, right? That depends on the FPS that your comp is at. And it's not always helpful to have to do a math problem to figure out how far apart your keyframes are every single time. And if you do Command Shift, you'll progress 10 frames at a time. And again, not super helpful because we don't know what that means in milliseconds. One plugin that I'm gonna share is Inspector Spacetime. And this is a free plugin created by Adam Plouffe and is super helpful in creating specs from After Effects. So I have that plugin here. And what we're gonna do is use it to create a time counter. This is super helpful because it does calculate milliseconds for us. And so if we go ahead and we move the start back here, we can see that one frame equals 17 milliseconds, 2 equals 33, 3 equals 50, 4, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? Typically in UX motion, you will be anchoring yourself to 50 millisecond increments or 100 millisecond increments. And so wouldn't it be nice if every time I did Command right and Command left, it would move in 50, and Command Shift left and right, it would move in 100 millisecond increments. That way we don't really need to think about and count things and do math problems and have this counter layer there. We just know that we're always evenly at 50 milliseconds or 100 milliseconds. So that by the time we're done with our animation, everything's laid out really nicely, the keyframes make sense, and we can copy and paste the amounts that we get from Inspector Spacetime, and we're good to go. The issue is that After Effects doesn't allow us to change this nudging amount by default. I've created a set of scripts, and these scripts, when they are run, they move the current timeline indicator by 3 frames or 6 frames, which equals 50 milliseconds or 100 milliseconds. And in After Effects, we can change our hotkeys to trigger different scripts at different times. So let me show you how to do this. All of these scripts will be linked in the description below so that y'all can download and follow along. So the first thing we need to do is open up After Effects, go to File, Scripts, Install Script File. Navigate to all of these scripts, select all of them, hit Select, and all of them will be copied into our Preferences folder, which means they are installed into After Effects. You will see if I go down to scripts, I don't see them here yet, and that's because we have to restart After Effects. So we've restarted After Effects, go down to scripts, and you can see all of those scripts are right here. Backwards 3 frames, backwards 6, forward 3, forward 6. If I have my timeline open, go down to scripts, and I want to go backwards 100 milliseconds, I can go ahead and click on this. See, I'm at 200 right now, and now I'm at 100. Not super helpful if every time I want to move the timeline, I have to go down to these scripts and do this every time. It's not helpful at all. So let's apply a hotkey to those specific scripts. We go to Edit and Keyboard Shortcuts. Go ahead and type in one frame here in your search and make sure that you clear all of these set hotkeys. You can click this and clear, clear. Do it for all 4 of them. Then you're going to type in MS, and you'll see all of these, you'll see all the scripts here that we just installed. And so what you want to do is do Command left, Shift Command left, Command right, Shift Command right. Hit OK. And now as we navigate through, if we do Command right, we're going in 50 millisecond increments. And if we do Command Shift right and left, it's 100 millisecond increments. So this allows us to very quickly lay down our keyframe. So if we want to do a position keyframe here, if we want to go forward 1, 2, 3, now we know that we're ahead 300 milliseconds. We then can move some things. And now we know we have an animation that's timed exactly at 300 milliseconds. So by the time we need to go and we need to spec everything out and write those up for our developers and engineers, everything is really nice and clean. That's it, and I hope this really improves your UX motion workflow. Catch y'all next time.